In this segment of the demonstration, we're going to take a look at how human resources functionality support transparency, efficiency, and adaptability to drive improved profitability and build a foundation for growth. From a transparency perspective, we will see embedded analytics that provide immediate access to all information related to human resources. From an efficiency perspective, we will see the organization structures, wizards to guide you through common tasks, and employee self-service tools for entering time and those kinds of things. So let's take a look at the software. I'm signed in as Peter Flahan, who is the head of HR. Peter has customized and adapted his homepage to include a couple of the embedded analytics that he's the most interested in seeing when he signs on in the day. He selected these embedded analytics that come out of the box with ByDesign. Peter wants to take a look at the current organization chart and do some investigation and drill down. This is an interactive organization chart, and you have the ability to drag and drop to create as many levels within your organization as you need. So as we explode this out, we can see different levels of structure within the organization. I'm going to select the sales heating organization and come over and take a look at the functions tab down below. This is where we simply check the box to identify the specific functions that this particular organization is supposed to provide within the overall organization. Then we see a list of all of the employees that belong to sales heating, and we can always come back over to the General tab to see who the organizational unit manager is. Now, as we take a look at this, up here at the top, we see an effective date. This allows you to plan in advance any new changes to your organization structure, and then when that date comes about, the ByDesign system will automatically begin to use this new organization structure that you have defined. So let's take a look over here in Personnel Administration and move over to Regular Tasks. Here we see some common functions from an HR perspective: hiring employees, rehiring employees, transferring employees, gathering tax information from employees, terminating employees. Let's take a look at one of these regular tasks, hiring an employee. You will notice a wizard up here at the top of the page. The system will guide you through each step that you need to go through to bring an employee on. At the completion of these steps, the system will automatically generate follow-on tasks. Those tasks include the definition of the regular work schedule for this employee from a time perspective, and any compensation characteristics that you need to capture for this employee. These wizards help you to make sure that you capture the appropriate information that you need. You'll see items that are mandatory with a red star beside them, and then you can report on the information after you have completed your task. As we take a look at compensation, in the compensation module, you can define all of the various components and structures for compensation. While ByDesign does not generate payroll, we do provide a mechanism for you to capture how you're going to pay an employee, their rates, whether you're paying them every week, every other week, every month, and then you can pass that information from time and time collection, process it against compensation, and move it over to payroll processing. We capture the information that's required so that you can send that over to your local payroll processor who does the heavy lifting to actually generate the checks and then they bring that information regarding the various costs back into ByDesign. We've got a standard interface. You could either use Excel as a simple, or we've got web services that would allow you to bring that information back in as well. Over on the far left here, we see resource management. In addition to the traditional human resources information, you can also define resource profiles for the various skills that an employee might have. And we saw in the projects section of the demonstration how you could see the availability of that particular employee and search the skills to make sure that you're assigning the best resources that are available to the specific projects that are open. All employees have access to the self-services. This is a very powerful part of the ByDesign system because it allows employees to come in and update information on their own. So for example, you can go in and edit your own contact information, browse the organization chart to find people that you need to collaborate with, enter and track your leave requests, enter and update your time information, capture expenses, view your compensation structures, go shopping, so launch requisitions for any projects that you may need to have additional items to support that project, and then edit your own biographical information and so forth. This makes it very easy for anybody that's got a web browser to access the system, and as long as they have a user ID and password, they can get in to access the self-services. So let's do a quick summary on what we've seen today. From a human resources perspective, we saw the organization structure that's a drag and drop graphical view of the organization. We saw that that contains all the information relative to the organization structure, such as who's the manager, what are the particular job functions that are being supported in that organization, and who are the employees in that organization. We also saw wizards to help you with common tasks such as hiring, terminating employees, transferring employees, and so forth. And then we saw these self-services where employees can get access to the information relative to themselves and update it, and where they can perform common tasks such as leave requests, ordering supplies that they need, and entering their time. These functions are primarily efficiency functions that support improved profitability within the organization, and the date effectivity of the organization structure system provides support for building a foundation for growth. This concludes the human resources demonstration.